And let's do a little weaving together because that is kind of part of the title, live at the loom. So let's talk about the loom for a second. Okay, so let me see if I can move all the equipment, all of the things. I'll tell you what's happening. So you'll recognize the project. I am doing placemats in a rep weave. That is the project du jour, and I've done two or three. Here's what I learned. Have you ever done this? Like I made the plan and I wrote exactly what the width of each placemat should be, and then I read it wrong. So the first placemat I wove to 18 inches, which should be 21. Yes, friends, tell me I'm not the only one who has done that. Like I looked right at the sheet, and then somehow I did not capture the right number in my head. So the first one is short. But yeah, whatever. I think I put on plenty, so we'll see how that goes. Each one I am playing with a different sequence. So this one is different. Let me bring it in close so you can see a place to start here. Look at this. So let me tell you a story as I explain this particular pattern. So here is the idea. I have three. Boy, you can't see it hardly. They're all there. You can see three, and then one and one, and then three and one and one. So forgive me if you've heard this story before, but when I was little, I took a ballet tap class, like 5, 6, somewhere in there, and I I was not great at it. However, one of the things that I always remember, like literally uh, decades later, one of the things I always remember is she had us do this thing across the floor called leap run run. So big leap, 2 steps, big leap, 2 steps. But I always thought it was so cool because you naturally ended up going from right leg, right, left leg. Like it alternates like that. So I lovingly call this pattern leap run run because I think it's just such a fun, natural way to shift back from one element to another. So that's kind of the idea. The other thing I'm doing with this version here is with rep weave to change the colors. You can either do two of the chunky wefts back to back to change colors, or you can do uh, two of the tiny ones to go back to back. Let me bring you in again so you can kind of see what I mean by this. So as you look at the pattern here, uh, let's see, where's a good example? So see how this is dark on top here, right here? Then I did two of the tiny ones that don't show up at all, but it means that the next time I put a big chunky weft in there, it's the white one, and then two, and then the dark, and then two. So you can kind of play with how do you switch colors with rep weave. You can do it one of two ways. You can do it where you have two of the chunky ones together, or two of the really fine ones together. It gives you a different effect every time. So let me show you what that looks like in reality. All right. My bench is so stinking squeaky. I need to tighten things up, and it's just very squeaky these days. Okay, so if you've been following along or know rep weave, you have two wefts. One is very, very tiny, and one is very, very chunky. So in order for me to change colors, because that's the next step here, I'm going to do two of the tiny ones, and off we go. Let's see. There we go. What's so fun about this project is the very drastically different versions, because one is all the blues here, cool colors. The other one, all the warm colors. It's very fun. This has been a cool project. And rep weave goes so fast. If you want a project that you'll be done like lickety split, this is the one. So in order for me to change colors, I'm going to do two of these. I'm going to try to kind of organize my wefts along the edges there, like that. Okay, so see how the blue is up? I want the blue to show. So now that means I'm going to bring in the big old chunky weft, like that. Because we're in one of the runs of the leap run run combo. This is the first run. And then, let's see, I need to change colors again. So two of these. One, two. So now, see, this is the color that I want to be up and to show. So that's where the big old chunky weft comes in. Send that back through like that. Organize all the things. Okay, so now I want the, what do I want to be up next? Blues, but I'm not going to do this one. I'm going to do two of these. And you can kind of play with that. I think that's the fun part about rep weave, is that you have all kinds of options. You have all these little building blocks that you can play with, which is, you can do it. All right, two of those. Back to this guy. So we're in the leap portion of the leap run run. So three of these. One. I'm gonna send this back through. This is two. We're still leaping. Hold, please. Send that back through. Oops, I'm caught on something here. Sometimes you have random yarns that don't do what they're supposed to. Wait, okay. Okay, three, here we go. Last one. Dun, da, da, da. Okay, let me bring it so you can see what we just did. So here's what we just did. Started, we started here. This is where we started from. So I did two because I wanted this one on top, right? I did two more because I wanted this one on top, and then I did 1, 2, 3, and then I'll just repeat, and it'll keep naturally going back from one side to the other. That is the project du jour. That is the little leap run story of today. So